for their family. I'm the protector. So, and that was a driving thing for me. That's a driving thing. It's been a driving thing throughout my life. Do anything I can to support my family. Do anything I can to make sure my family is safe.
Definitely, man. I mean, I definitely salute you for that. There's, not so many, people out there, like, men that are really being there for their family as a man. There's like deadbeat fathers. There,
Yeah,
guys who just, leave their families and just choose to, do something else.
yeah.
So, definitely,
Just walk away. And I don't.
yeah,
I've had 25 years old. I never heard from my dad from 13 on up, and I get a call saying, "Hey, why you don't call me?" And I'm like, "Hey, it goes both ways. You could have called me. You could have came to see me." But I think I was strong enough to understand the situation and bury the hatchet between he and I, and all of my brothers did too, because still, regardless, I go back to family. It's family. You're gonna have your ups and downs. Bad things are gonna happen, but in the end, that bond is still there no matter what. There's no way you can change it. That bond is gonna always be there. So why go on being mad at the situation and hating people for it when you can just bury it and move on?
yeah, because at the end of the day, when no one else is there for you, your family will always be there for you. And it's
Yeah,
definitely a rocky road, and the relationships with your parents and, your siblings and all that. It's going to be, some rocky relationships as well. But it's like at the end of the day, we have to learn to, forgive and forget and move on and forget about the past, leave the past in the past so that we can have a better and brighter future. And I can see that,
yeah.
you've just let that go, and you've, moved forward in your life to, do this music and stuff like that. So can you tell me about Bro, Black Rose organization, and what that is, and what your plans are for Bro?
Black Rose organization was actually formed known as Black Rose Squad, and it was something that I really wanted to change because it's kind of like turning a bad into a positive, basically.
Yeah.
So I changed the name, turned it was Black Rose Familia, and then I changed the name to Black Rose Organization. And by changing that, I always had the mindset that this is it's not just hip hop and R&B. This ties into hip hop, R&B, all of the arts. It ties into the upper class, the middle class, the lower class, everybody that's struggled to have something, or everybody that's worked to have something. We're able to go back to the youth, or go back to those other people that's struggling, and say, hey, it's hard, but you can get through. You can make it through it. And that's what I want to try to create, is an organization where everybody can relate to each other and what they've been through, and we're able to come together and help people out, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your race is, nothing like that. If you see that field of roses, they're all together. They stand strong, and that's how I look at it. We all together. We stand strong. We work together. We move as a unit. So, and Black Rose came to be because the bond that we had, that I had with my family, the bond that I had with my brothers, and we also had people that was around us that, once they came around us, they felt like family. They felt like they belonged. There wasn't anything they wouldn't do for us. I mean, we had people that were there for us, and they put in work. They hustle for us, everything. So I wanted to be able to give that back and make it a positive, give that back and reach out to other people that are struggling, having a hard time, and try to show them the way, show them that, hey, there's other things you can do. Go to school, take up a trade, try to do whatever you can. Go cut grass if you have to at a young age. You want that money, get out there and cut grass or something like that. Try to do something positive. Get away from all the negative stuff because it doesn't lead you anywhere at all. It leads you down a bad road. So that's one of the things that I wanted to put. I put this together for, and to actually go out there and also look for talent that no one is probably not. There's nobody even looking for. You have kids that's in neighborhoods that they got talent. They know how to dance. They know how to sing. Probably know how to write poetry and some of everything, but they don't know where to go. There's nobody reaching out to them. So at the same time, you got this bad influence that's in the neighborhoods, and that's what they're gravitating to. They don't have that support system to grab them and say, hey, let's use your talent, let's develop you and get you started on another path other than what you're seeing on a regular basis in your neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely love the sound of, bro, and it sounds positive, and it sounds like it's gonna, help the community and, help, like whatever area, Memphis, it's like if we had more community centers in, like the ghettos, all across America, then it would be safer for, the youth, the children, our future, and they will be raised up the right way because, there's a lot of kids out there that, they don't have like a father, they don't have a mother, they don't have, both parents, and it's like they feel like they don't have a family, and so it's like they go out in the streets and they kind of like create their own family, they look for a family, and then it's like the gang is their family,
Yeah, and growing up, I can tell from my own experience, you resent a lot of things, because of that. You have this coldness in your heart because it happened, and some people, they don't know how to deal with it. Like you said, they find that other avenue to go to, like the gangs and things of that nature, and there you go. You got somebody going down a dark road, and they didn't have to.
Yeah, and I know you have a song called "History of Violence," which we're gonna play a little bit later. What are your thoughts on the violence in Chicago? Because lately it's been like the murder capital of the world, and Chicago. It's like the murder rate has been like so high, especially last year. I think it was like 500 something like that, and the violence, and it's happening amongst kids too, like young kids, like teenagers, very young. So what's your opinion, and like what do you think is going on in Chicago? Like, why is it so bad over there right now?
And I think it's I don't say it's a lost cause, but I think there's a lot of, and most of the times when there's something that happens out there, you find the youth that's involved, and I think they're lost. I mean, they need guidance, and right now the wrong person or people are influencing them, and I think that always spells trouble. I went through that when I was younger. I trusted people that I thought had my best interest at heart, and that wasn't the case. So I was fortunate to have the mindset and be strong enough to pull myself away from that and say, hey, this is enough. I don't want to see one of my loved ones hurt because of something that I did. So, and I think that's what basically sums it up. They're lost. They have the wrong people influencing them, and you don't have enough people around trying to influence them in a good way because they're scared. They're scared that something may happen to them. So, and that's what we got to get beyond. I've always said that there's a sleeping giant out there that needs to be awakened, but we're so distracted by our daily lives and things that we do on a regular basis that no one's paying attention. No one's paying attention to it. Yeah. But once that sleeping giant is awake, there's a lot of things that could change for the better. Not just with what's going on in Chicago. You'll see it change with the government and everything. So but it's got to be awakened, and it won't be awakened until all of us get on the same page and strive for that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And, more violence that's been going on. I'm pretty sure you've heard about, Eric Gardner in New York. He was, killed by a police officer. And you've also
Yeah,
probably heard the
yeah,
news about Mike Brown and, St. Louis, Missouri and, Ferguson, Missouri, and just the riots that have been going on and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
what is your opinion on that? Like, you know,
My opinion on that is that everybody, um, you hear the stories, and everybody has a story, but you don't. The dead can't speak to a certain extent. So
yeah,
everybody has a story. You won't know the truth until their actual story is told, and you get the facts. Uh, I hate what happened, especially in regards to the Ferguson incident. It was bad, but you still don't know the story to that. No one does. So you got one person that's deceased and then one person that's living, but whose side of the story is really the truth. So they're definitely going to have to get the facts on that as to what really went down and what happened. Which fortunately we have, for the most part, we have the technology right now to try to dissect that and find out what happened.
yeah, and it was crazy because I heard that, a lot of times, I mean, we know it, like, certain communities, certain neighborhoods, are kind of scared to call the cops. Like, they don't even want to deal with the cops. Like, nobody, where I'm from, used to call 911 for anything. It's like,
Yeah,
and sometimes the ambulance doesn't come at all to those certain parts, and the police don't come to those certain parts. It's like they come like 2 hours later, and it's like you called them a long time ago. So it's like,
yeah.
the whole situation. It's just tragic, and now it's like, the riots and stuff like that. It's like almost like the civil rights movement. It's like the 1960s all over again. It's like history
Sure
doesn't
is.
repeat itself.
Yeah, exactly. Sure is.
And
You got
hmm
yeah, and people are starting to wake up and try to stand up and for what is right, and that's a good thing. I mean, the police department, hey, you serve and protect. You're not a gang. You're not out here in the streets to cause harm to people. That's your job. You serve and protect. So if you're in any violation, the people got a right to stand up, come together and stand up and handle it.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I feel like, the cops, they get, trigger happy. And, here at Real Loud Radio, we're not against, the police force. We're not, bashing, the police force because, there are good, police officers out there that, do their job and they do serve and protect like they say. But it's like they're supposed to protect us, not hurt us, not kill us. There was also
Yeah.
another thing that happened in Ferguson where a guy stole 2 sodas from the store and was outside, and the cops were called, and they came, and the guy was just, yelling at the cops like, shoot me, and they actually shot him. And I
Oh
think the guy
wow.
was just, trying to prove a point, like, wow, I'm gonna be killed just because I stole from the store. Like, like, do I deserve to die because of that? Like, shouldn't I just, go to jail for that crime? Like, why do I have to lose my life, because of that? It's like
Yeah.
that's what happened to Mike Brown. That they released a video of him, stealing cigarillos, but it's like, okay, so he did that. He made a mistake. He's a human, but does he deserve to now get killed over it? Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty messed up. How that
Man,
ended up
that
happening.
is messed up.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
whole,
I'm pretty sure
Eric
a
Gardner,
lot.
also in New York. It's like, once again, like, he was innocent. Wasn't doing anything wrong. Trying to break up a fight, and they took him down to the ground, was choking him, put him in a legal chokehold, and killing him. I mean, he was saying like he couldn't breathe and all that. I can't breathe, and they just still, kept choking him, and it's like killed him. So it's like, I mean, like you said, it's like we just as a nation, we just need to open our eyes, to see what's really going on here, and just, be aware of what's going on.